So, you've just picked up a Stream Deck and want to get it set up. Or you're wondering what this Stream Deck thing is all about and what it can do for you. Well, you're in the right place. Today we're going to show you how to set up a Stream Deck to control your OBS program for live streaming or recording. We're going to start with the basics and wrap it all up with utilizing the multi-action feature in order to get your streams and recordings a professional looking flair. Welcome to the Content Creator Center, your place as content creators for information, tips, tricks, community, and support to improve your ability to put out great content. You want to stay in the know? Smash the subscribe button below. The Stream Deck is a great tool that puts all sorts of commands right at your fingertips. This is especially great while streaming, as it allows you to change scenes, turn sources on and off, and much more without having to Alt-Tab out of your main programs or games. If you're debating about picking one up, there's a link down in the description below that will take you to the Amazon page to see all about it. So let's get into it and open up the Stream Deck program. The base screen that we're going to see starts with our buttons in the middle. So this mimics what your Stream Deck looks like. This one is the 15 button version, and it comes with just a single default key in the middle that's welcome that will take you to Elgato's Stream Deck website with some basic videos on how to get your Stream Deck set up. We're going to go into a little bit more detail though. What do we want to do first? Well, we want to start looking at some of the actions on this right-hand side and start putting some of them in. Well, first and foremost, I think we're going to be using OBS, so we need to get OBS set up and open. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is under this System tab on the right-hand side, we're going to select the Open key. We're going to drop it right onto the front here. And what we want to do is we want this to open OBS. So you can see there's a title and an app file section. So we're going to minimize this, and for the app file, we can browse and find it if we want to using the Windows Explorer. Or if you've already got a shortcut around for it, you can just click and drag the shortcut and drop it straight into there. You can see that it also updates the icon to the OBS icon, which is great. So I think this looks perfect. Now let's hit that button and it'll open up OBS for us right in beside there. Now you can see we've got our OBS up and running. We can access through it. First step's done. We can press a button, it's up. We don't have to search for it. It's great. That's what we're looking for. If you really want, you can go into here. You can also change the text of how this shows up on the screen. You know, I don't necessarily want it to say Studio, so let's just get it to say OBS. We can also adjust where this shows up and how big it shows up. Like maybe let's make this, you know, I'm going to make mine 18 points, so it really fits the bottom there. I can't miss. I know it's OBS, even though visually it should be the same. So there we go. Now that we've got OBS up, some of the next basic actions that we might want to do is having OBS start our stream or start our recordings, or stop both of those. On the right-hand side, under the OBS section here, you can see we've got 5 main commands for OBS specifically, and we have a stream and a record action. So if we take our stream, move it on over into here, we can call this stream if we want. Oh, it's kept my settings from last time, so maybe let's go back down to that 9 point. It's a little bit nicer. So we want that to start the stream. We can also do the same with record. We can put it in here. If you want, you can also change the icons of what these are. And there's 2 separate icons. There's a when recording is live, when recording is off. Same with stream. When stream is on, when stream is off. You could also do separate titles for each. So even this, we could say, we could call this guy on. We could call this guy off as well. There we go. Oh, the text looks so bad in opposite things. And now that we've got this set up, again, up here will mimic what's happening on my Stream Deck. But if we hit the Start Streaming, you can see it now says on, and in our OBS down here, stream has started on up. And we can just hit that again to stop the stream. Same with recording. We can hit the button, recording starts. You can see that down right here. We can hit the button, record is off. We can also go in here and change the icons if we want, or even create icons using Elgato's website. But for now, I'm just going to stick with the basic stuff right there. Boom! Streaming and recording functions done. So we can launch OBS, we can start stream, we can start recording, all with the push of the button. So the next nice feature that I always like is this mixer audio feature. This allows us to make adjustments to the audio sources by muting or unmuting them, which is great if you need to sneeze, if you want to, quickly mute it to yell something upstairs or just talk to your Discord group without it going through to stream. So we can just drag and drop that in. We can call it what we want, and you can use this with any audio source that's coming through OBS. you need to select the collection that it's tied to. So this collection that it's talking about here is your scene collections within OBS. So we want to make sure we're selecting the correct one that we're on. And then your source is looking at which audio source we're looking for. And in particular, I want the mic and auxiliary because that's the one we want to mute here. And you can see if I hit that now, all my mic and aux has gone dead. It's got the mute symbol. I hit it again and it's back up there ready to go for us. So that's how you turn mics on and off using the Stream Deck. So the next thing that we can do with the Stream Deck is swap between scenes. In the Stream Deck here, we have the scene option. We can throw this down here. And this scene, I'm going to do starting soon. So this is our, or we'll just call it starting. And I want this to be, again, in the collection and our starting soon screen. So this one, when I click it, will start the starting soon. I then want another one because, well, we're going to be in game, right? So we need to switch between the two of those. And so here, same thing, same collection. We're just going to switch to in game. And now you can see the one that's active is showing that it's lit up. And the inactive one is not lit up here. Same with the mic, right? When we turn the mic off, it goes inactive. And when we switch between here, we can hit game and it flips us. We can hit starting soon, it flips us back. So very, very easy to flip between your scenes there to get to the content that you want. Great if you've also got break screens in there and end slate. You can have these all queued up and just at the press of the button go through without having to, alt tab out of your game, go down here, click on the new scene, right? Just very handy, close at hand, keeps the video quality as good as possible without having to have any weird breaks in between. So within each scene, you've got a whole bunch of sources that make up what is on the screen, which is the next level that we're going to want to play around with. You can see if we go into my in-game here, we've got a bunch of different pieces, some that are visible, some that are not. They're all different sources that we've got going on that can be turned on and off to make things look better or bring things up when you want them to be. Well, Stream Deck in here has a wonderful source option that will allow us to interact with those sources right from the Stream Deck. So we're going to drag one out here. And the first one we're going to play with is I want the ability for me to throw up our Twitter handle onto screen using the source button. So again, we need to check, make sure we're at the right collection, make sure we're on the right scene that we're already in. And then the source that we want to select is our Twitter source. Now that we have that, I can hit that, it pops up, and then when it's, perfect, it's been up there for 5 minutes, I can drop it down. Boom. That's a perfect little way that you can bring things up and down on screen. Same with, we can add multiple of these if we want one for, let's say I want to be able to turn the game off. So I can put it so that the game, in this case, I've got DaVinci Resolve up in the background. We can just turn it on and off at the click of the button. Same with the Twitter. And these work interchangeably, right? Whenever you want to do, they can go up. So the source lets you play around with any of the sources that you've got, turn them on, turn them off. Handy little feature, especially for the little pop-ups. I quite like them for that one. So guys, we have gone through all the 5 specific options that are here within the OBS Studio section of Stream Deck, as well as we've talked about the open key here. As you can see, there's lots of other things that can be done here. Take a look around, test it out, see what things there are. There's also this more actions, which when you open it up, brings and gives you a whole search that you can do of different programs and add-ins that people have done throughout. So explore, see what's there. If you find things that you want to learn how they work, let me know. I'd be happy to do a bit of research and teach you guys how they work if you're struggling with them. I love the Stream Deck. It's so good. So good. Keep working with it. The next thing we want to do is show you how to string actions together using the MultiAction command so that you can really have some cool transitions, do some really fun effects on your screen with the MultiAction. So what this means is right now we can switch between scenes. Starting soon, okay, we're going to go to game. It just straight takes it to exactly where it was. That Twitter, whether it's on and off, I can turn that on and off from a different one. But really, I'm pressing one button and it's moving over straight from what was there to what is on the next one. Well, I want it to have a little bit more flair than that. So we're going to do this with the MultiAction. And the MultiAction you can get by just right-clicking on the spot that you want it to be, and you can create a MultiAction. This now gives us options down at the bottom, and this is going to be, I'm going to call this 2-game, because we're going to do this when we're switching into game, how we want it to look. It gives us a content section down here with 0 actions. If we click on this, it now brings a whole MultiAction section that says drag an action from the right and drop here. And you'll actually interestingly notice when you do this, some of the things change on this side. Like we gain this delay action within Stream Deck, which is kind of cool because it lets you not have everything happen all at once. What do we want to do? We want to switch between scenes in a cool, fun way. So first things first, we need to put the scene action first. We want it to switch. We want to go to the in-game because this is going to be our transition from starting soon to in-game. So it's going to do the switch. At the same time, I want it to play a multimedia. No, not multimedia. Not multimedia. We want to play soundboard. We want it to play an audio. So this is something we haven't shown you, but this allows you to grab a file. And we're going to grab this right from my streaming section, source material. We've just got a very basic whoosh sound effect. Plays for about 3 seconds. So we want it to transition with that whoosh sound. And then we want to, it's a 3-second sound clip. So I want to delay this by 3 seconds. And then when that happens, I want to turn on my source from the in-game. I want to turn on our Logitech Brio, so my webcam, and I want it to activate at the end of that. So really it's going to come in with just this background that you're seeing on the left here. You're going to hear the sound, then the face is going to come up, and then we want, I'm going to delay it by another second. Then we are going to do another source turn on. Actually, I need to do, source turn on. We're going to go to our in-game and we're going to turn on the Twitter piece. I'm going to do another delay, and then we are going to turn on the source of the follower goal. So it should start with the blank background, webcam first, and when the webcam comes in, I want to also unmute the mic on the webcam because we're assuming that the webcam, so this is going to be mic on. I'm going to start to actually, this is webcam. This is going to be Twitter on, and this is going to be follow. Just so you guys can follow a little bit more. So it switches scenes, the sound plays. It waits 3 seconds. Webcam comes on with the mixer audio, delays again, then the Twitter comes on, and then it delays again, and then the follow comes on. Well, let's go back to starting soon, and let's hit the button and see what it does. I guess we can, let's go back to here. So we can hit the 2 game. Oh. Helps if I have some of the stuff turned off. So we're going to go back. We're going to turn everything off. We're going to go back to the starting soon. That's the one thing is it will only do that transition. So we'll need to set it when it transitions out to turn a bunch of that stuff off. But we hit that. It transitions. There's the webcam. It's unmuted. And there's the other stuff. So it's just a fun way to string together a bunch of multiple actions so that you can get a lot of cool things going on and you don't have to worry about it. You can also do all sorts of things with the multi-action. If we did in here, we could then set a delay of, another minute or 2, and then the Twitter icon goes down. All right. Very interesting multi-actions that you can do throughout this. So very fun. Play around, see what you can string together. Tons you can do with this, and it's really up to your imagination. I've seen some very fun things that happen when somebody hits their button, and all of a sudden there's different things popping up on the screen. Their camera switches around. They've got different scenes they're flipping through. So it's lots of fun things that you can do with this. Really, the world's your oyster. You can play around with it to your heart's content. If you can dream it, it can probably be done in here. So it's a very, very cool thing that you can do with OBS here. Couple house cleaning pieces before we wrap on up. If you want to delete an icon, like now that we're going, we don't really need this welcome thing anymore. You can right click on it and you can delete. This will free up some space so that you can use it some more. And the next piece is if you want to condense some things. I mean, right now we've already used up half the buttons on the space and there's lots more we could do with it. So at some point we want to go deeper. Well, they have this folder option. You can create a folder and you can put things together in those folders to save some space. And you can have folders within folders within folders. So you got lots of space. You just got to dig into it. So in here, let's pretend this is going to be our getting started folder. So we'll put OBS into the folder. We'll put our start stream into here, and we'll start our recording into here. So this is kind of all we'll need at the start of the stream. Just call it start. You can label as much as you want. So this is our one where we hit this, we say record, we go back out, and then we switch our scenes. And then we do our multi-action, which There you have it. That's everything you need to know in order to get your Stream Deck working with your OBS program. From the basic actions that are built in to tying everything together with the multi-action function, you can get started right away. Now, the Stream Deck has all sorts of features that are being added to consistently from Elgato themselves as well as other developers. So keep taking a look at the other functions that are built within there. And if you have questions or there's things that you want to learn more about, let us know down in the comments below. We appreciate you guys being here, and we'll see you all in the next one.